Welcome back here at Washington Holmes Technical Center. In our continuing series of the highlighting of all of the individual certification programs available here, right now over 25 certificate programs available at Washington Holmes Technical Center, and truly is the jewel of Washington County. Right now with Curtis Green, here in the electrical program. Curtis, we've been putting this off for a while. I keep coming by and getting shots within your group here and of your students and so forth. But finally tracked you down, finally caught you and got you to stand still long enough to do an interview. So thanks for taking the time today. Talk a little bit about what you're offering here within this electrical program. Obviously, with our economic challenges and home building being down, I would imagine that your program's a little more slack than it would typically be when things were going good. But talk a little bit about what you offer here and how, maybe a little bit how the economy is impacting that program.
We offer a 1,500-hour course of electrical wiring, and we cover everything from electrical helper through electrical industrial electrician. That's residential electrician, commercial electrician, and we kind of give all of some ideas about all of the different trades that you'll find through commercial, residential, and industrial. An overview of all that. In 1,500 hours, we can't really turn people into an electrician unless they have those skills when they come in. But we can give them a pretty good view of what they may see when they get out into the field and start doing the work. A lot of the people we get in here are fresh into the trade. They have no experience, so they're starting from the ground up. But we do take people who have been in the field for quite some time and have some specific needs. We can tailor a course to them in the same thing. We have a certification through the vocational school, but we also have an industry certification that is NCCER, which is National Centers for Construction Engineering and Research, and it's a nationwide. Actually, now it's an international certification recognized overseas also, and we give these certifications out here.
Wow, so you can come here for some remedial education if you want to change within
Absolutely.
the profession. Now, when they leave here, is it possible that they will be ready to take state tests, state boards for some of the electrical trades?
No, not if they're brand new into the trade. The state of Florida requires at least 4 years of verifiable experience. They have been giving 2 years of experience toward the class, unless you had some experience when you came in. If you had that verifiable when you came into the class, you could take either the registered or the certified electrical contractor's exam. But typically, it's not.
But at the very least, you come away here with some practical knowledge that will certainly make you more valuable, at the very least as a helper and then as a journeyman and so forth working for another contractor.
I like to believe that people who come in here with no experience will leave here as a very good helper.
1,500 hours, fiscally looking at the calendar, how long is that?
If they come full-time, which is 6 hours a day, they come all the way through a year and a summer, will pretty much wrap them up.
1,500 hours, not something to sneeze at. A lot of time, a lot of investment. Do you find because of that the people that go through the course are serious? They're not here to cut up and fool around. They're here to actually further themselves financially by being able to get one of those good jobs.
I believe that is the case for most of the people that come through. We do have people that come through because they're really not sure what they want to do. But the majority of the people that we get in these classes are here because they want to further their education or they want to be an electrician.
With the economy being as it is, a lot of downsizing, nice way of saying people have lost their jobs. A lot of manufacturing jobs have gone away. A lot of white-collar jobs have gone away. We're finding nationally that people are going for that remedial training. If they were an office worker of some kind, they may want to pick up a trade. If they were somebody who was in a trade that's slack, they may be moving laterally into another trade. Not just here, but in the electrical program, but with all of your mechanical trades here, do you find that you've got some of that influx of people doing just that?
We have retired people. We have people with degrees in this program. We have people right out of high school. We have people that range from 18 years old to 55 years old. And some people are looking for a career change. Some are looking to be retrained to start a new career. And some are looking for lifelong learning. They want to be able to wire up their lights at the house, So we have all those people in this program.
Yeah, and we've seen evidence of that, of all of those groups, you know, when we've been here in the past filming. Do you have open enrollment? That is, can somebody come in and start that 1,500 hours at any point along the way?
Yes, at any time, today, next week. We have people that have been in the program for about 4 or 5 weeks. People have been here for 2 years.
That's one of the big pluses, I believe, with Washington Homes Technical Center. Many of the programs, now some don't make sense to be able to allow that, but many of them do, and that gives somebody the flexibility. If they're ready, if they have the money to pay for it, if they have the grant that's going to pay for their education, if they're ready today, they can start today. And sometimes being able to take advantage of that impulse is the best thing possible, so they don't lose that momentum and don't lose interest in maybe following through with that.
We have found that if you put people on a waiting list, a lot of times when you go back to your waiting list, they'll have gone somewhere else or gotten a job, and you've missed them. So we try not to put them on a waiting list if we can help it.
As an instructor, how long have you been here at Washington Homes?
This is my 8th year.
So what have you seen over 8 years? Obviously, 8 years ago, we were just feeling the effects of the bursting of the bubble. The economy was being severely impacted. Has sort of leveled off in the last few years. We've just sort of been flat in sort of a not so good way. What have you seen over that 8-year period?
When I first started, everybody that took the class, and I had as many as 22 in the class in the first year or two, every one of them went to work in the trade just as soon as they got out, and some went to work before they completed, that's great. That's what we're here for. In the past probably 5 years, I've seen our class numbers dwindle to as low as 2. It's back up now a little bit. We're seeing a little bit better class now. I think because there are some jobs available now and people recognize that. It's getting harder to place people in jobs. There are a lot of qualified people in the workforce right now, and the competition is fierce. So we're hoping that through the certifications that we give here, through the industry certifications, that the employers will recognize that the skill level is identifiable and better than somebody they just may pick up off the street.
One thing that we've experienced here at the Tech Center in general is somebody already being in the field, coming back to school to get that certificate, which allows him more money doing the exact same job. Good example is the culinary program. A young man named Chris over there was there for about a year. He was working on the oil rig serving food. He came here, did his training under Pat Patillo in the culinary program, went back to that same rig, made 2 or 3 times the amount of money. Is that possible within this industry as well? And obviously the economy being what it is, but do you see some of that as well? That if you're more qualified, you're going to get more money?
That is absolutely the truth. And like I keep saying, industry certification, because we can sign a piece of paper that says Washington Homes Technical Center, you've been trained here, and it's got my name on it, and unless that employer knows me, that's only worth whatever the paper it's written on. But through the industry certification, which is an accreditation you'll cut that out, right? No problem. Which is an accreditation that they come in and actually accredit us, and they inspect us and make sure that we keep in their tests under lock and key, so that people aren't copying and just coming here taking the test and moving on. The accreditation gives us a little bit higher quality of student, hopefully, and it's not held by us. It's a third party. We'll issue them a card through that company, and the business owner can look at the card and look it up on the internet and say, okay, they've been trained in this and this and this, and that should be, I wouldn't say 2 or 3 times the amount of money, but it ought to be worth a couple of dollars an hour anyway. And that's what we're hoping for.
Well, and just recently we had the fortune of being in the public safety class when they were having the taser training, and those that chose to be tased, and there was an FDLE representative there, got a certification, and again, that equated to dollars, and sometimes the difference between getting a job and not if you went to work for a department that required that taser training. So in many cases, you are not just turning out work people for that workforce, or allowing them to have a certificate that helps them to get a job, but allows them to make more money in that existing job that they currently have. And that's something we don't talk enough about. That's
true. We have a lot of certification programs that people may not know about. We have 4 levels of electrical certification here through the NCCER, but we also have 3 instructors that can teach the OSHA 10 and the OSHA 30-hour course here. And I'm not sure that's been advertised quite like it should be. But we have that available for the local businesses, anybody that may require OSHA certification.
So that would sort of be from the insurance industry point of view, I would imagine, if you're in some kind of an industry that requires or that benefits from being OSHA certified. Now, how does that work?
I know that the organization I worked for in Central Florida, the more employees that we had OSHA certified, the lower multiplier we had on our workers' comp insurance rating. So yeah, it does equate to dollars and cents in the long run.
So no matter how you look at it, coming here for training at Washington Holmes Technical Center makes total sense, both from the point of view of the guy who's working or the girl who's trying to make the money, or from the point of view of the employer, either saving, like you say, with workman's comp or insurance rates. There's always something that we learn when we come through these programs. Curtis, thanks for taking the time today. We're going to revisit you soon, catch some of your students at work, and maybe over time be able to revisit with you and find out how that program's going. And it sort of becomes almost a litmus test of what the economy is doing, I would think. Programs such as your own directly reflect what that building industry is doing.
I hope so. I'd like to start seeing these students get placed, and let anybody know that wants to, that come by and visit the school and come right on in the classroom, ask questions, see what's going on.
Here with Curtis Green in the electrical program at Washington Holmes Technical Center. As we've pointed out in the past, you can go to their website, WHTC.us. You can come here, just as Curtis points out, to the campus, visit student services, get a catalog, find out all of the opportunities. And those opportunities won't all be reflected on the website or in the catalog, because many of them are brand new, coming on each and every day. Right now, cybersecurity, IT technology, as well as digital audio and video production. Brand new programs just starting up. So if you're interested in an electrical career, if you're looking for something in pharmacy tech, in cosmetology, culinary, there's no end to the things that you can find out here at Washington Holmes Technical Center. As Curtis points out, if it's just from a personal enrichment, the Learning Resource Center, adult education, all kinds of opportunities. Literally something for everyone. We're here at Washington Holmes Technical Center, and we'll be right back.